looking for something. A new way, a new understanding, a connection, some comfort. You've got questions, and Light on Living puts the spotlight on all the answers so you can shine. Lift and lighten the load of life's challenges and learn simple and easy ways to live a healthy, happy life. You'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you. You're invited to hear new, see different, and feel more as Lisa shines the light on living.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Light on Living. I'm your one host today, Lisa Berry, and I have a lovely other co-host, co-star host with me today, Noemi Grace. Hello, Noemi.
Hello, Lisa. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Had so much fun last time, and it was just such a beautiful show. So I'm so happy to be here again with you.
Yeah, it's, you know what, when you know that you're coming onto a show to really help people and change their life in one way or another, and everybody listening in, this is actually, it's exciting, but slightly sad on my end, but I'm very excited at the same time because we've been running this is a special edition show. This is Access to Angels and Grace with Noemi Grace. However, it was so magical, so beautiful, and really we received messages that said, you know what, we want more. So we will actually, Noemi, yes, we'll be moving to our own show time slot. Yay!
Yay!
So everybody listening in today, yes, Noemi's as a special guest right now on Light on Living, but she's stepping into her own, and we're going to have our own Access to Angels and Grace, and we're going to be running it on Wednesdays. Not every Wednesday. We're going to let you know those dates and the time, but I wanted to just break right into that right away, because honestly, Light on Living is all about giving you reasons to feel better, and I know that people feel better when they listen to you, Noemi, and that you help them.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. That means a lot to me.
Oh, and everybody, I should just let you know what, let me do a friendly reminder and a new introduction to all the listeners about who Noemi is and why I myself have just been so drawn to her and just what she exudes, because you're just tapping into whole other dimensions here. So I'm going to share it with everybody about you and a wonderful clarification on your name, because it's so easy to say, no, I can't say it the wrong way. Hold on.
Don't say it the wrong way.
I can't say it the wrong way. Everybody wants to let's not do that. Okay, good. See, starting out with great advice already. So everybody, it's Noemi. So like Noemi. So Noemi Grace is a psychotherapist and soul healer. She channels new perspectives from God on unconditional self-love, forgiveness, grace, and life's purpose, which she shares in her book, An Intimate Dialogue with God, The Miraculous Power of Unconditional Self-Love. And you can always pick that up, and we're going to let you know where and how and all that good stuff. And what she does is a unique aspect of her work is that she channels answers to people's burning questions directly from the divine. I think that's so cool. What a fun life. Yay.
I feel blessed to be able to do what I do, and, to have somehow been gifted with it, because it's not something I pursued or went to school to study or anything like that. But this channeling part, the connection with the divine, has just come upon me. And you know the long story, which we won't get into now, of how that happened. But it's really a gift, and it's not for me to keep it to myself so I can have access to the divine every day and hear what the divine has to say, but to share it with everyone. So I'm just so grateful that you saw the gift in this and have invited me to your show. This is my third time being on your show, and also then, of course, to have our own show. So
yes, I love that you said access, because that is what a lot of people, why they could be struggling with things sometimes, is because they just don't have access to, I want to say information, but maybe that's the wrong word, but like they don't have access to clarity. They don't have access to their own higher self. So can you just quickly explain the difference between channeling and delivering a reading, let's say, because a lot of people are familiar with a psychic reading.
Sure. And I've had readings, and it's not the same. In the reading, the person may use cards or have some kind of guides, but the reader is looking into your aura, into your energy field, into you and your soul, whatever gift they have, and telling you what they see. and telling you sometimes what they hear, but it's a lot about what they see. And really, I just listen, and I say what I listen, but the connection is with the divine, so that's who I work with directly. And so I'm not really doing anything to look into the other person. Actually, I try not to, because that could get in the way, because I am a soul healer, so I do have the gift of looking into people. So I usually make sure that I'm not doing that, and I'm just listening. So I'm listening and just saying what I'm hearing. And sometimes the flow of information starts to really pick up steam, and sometimes it's coming out of my mouth before I even hear it. So, which is kind of cool when that happens. It's like, okay.
You don't have to do any sense. You're just like, here it comes. And that's actually really neat thing about the show is that one of your gifts was you wanted to reach in and go, let's take in callers. Let's have people call into the show, ask their burning question, and allow these messages to come through. So I know that we've got some callers lined up for today, and I believe our first one's already here with us. But when we step into this, Noemi, what we want to just really make sure that everybody knows that this is a live call-in show. We want you to call in. We can put the number up everywhere, but we also are accepting people to get on a list because we do want to be able to help so many people. And by getting on the list really ensures your spot to really, like, you're struggling and you need some help, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And to have, there's confusion too for a lot of times when we need help. We can be lost, not knowing where to go, or confused. Should I do A? Should I do B? I'm not sure. So it's great to have access, as you call it, to other information besides what our mind is going to give us or what we're feeling in our heart.
I love that. Well, let's kick this off. And we've got our first caller on the line. She's got a burning question, and we'll bring her on. We'll ask her name and her question, and we'll just let you take it from there.
Okay.
All right, caller 1.
Hi, this is Marie Patrice. And I'm sorry. Hi. I'm apologizing for my voice right away. That is why I'm calling. I have been struggling with laryngitis that I believe is part of my spiritual path. It was a cough for many months, since January or February, and I have had a lot of difficulty getting the words out, expressing myself. And I know that it's not just medical. I am sure that it's part of my spiritual path, so I would love to get some input on this issue.
Ooh, all right.
Wonderful, wonderful. And certainly I could hear you well enough, and clearly you are connected enough to your body and your soul to recognize, okay, this isn't something that you have a medical issue and need to rush into surgery or something. So that's really wonderful. So one thing I just want to share about how I do this is that, so when the caller comes in and is sharing, I'm connecting to that vibration, to the message, to what they're saying. Then I take a few seconds to connect with the divine, and that takes a little time, and then the channel starts. So there will be silence, which is not, often what you hear on the radio, but there'll be a little bit of silence as I now go and connect. Hello, Divine. I'm here with Marie Patrice, and she's looking for some help with the laryngitis that she's been struggling with for months. And I would just be so happy to channel a loving message from you about what this is about and what it is that you would like her to do. Hello, Marie Patrice, Noemi, Grace, Lisa, and all the listeners. We're delighted to have this opportunity to share with you. Marie Patrice, you are so wise in your knowing, recognizing what is a soul level concern, a soul issue, and not something that is medical. Yes, this is about your true voice, but it is about your true expression, as you said. And it is about stepping fully into the power and knowing of who you are. It is about learning more about why you're here. You know you are here to serve, and you serve many in so many ways. It is important to serve yourself a little more than you have been doing, and we see that you have this gift as we see it, but maybe the struggle as you see it has opened you up to serve yourself a little more, which is delightful from our perspective. We want you to serve yourself. We want all of you to take care of yourself, to sacrifice yourself for the greater good is still a sacrifice and unnecessary. The age of sacrifice is over. We are here. It is the age. It is the time of abundance. It is time to step into that abundance, and that which begins with fully and abundantly being all of who you are in the world, to yourself and in the world. There is more for you. You are gifted. You are a gifted healer. You are a gifted seer. You are a gifted leader, and there is more for you in leadership that is awakening. And some of it will be not what you have been putting a lot of energy into and what you have been expecting, but something new and wonderful, such as has been happening with Noemi Grace. She didn't expect to be channeling messages on radio a few months ago, and here she is. And so we say to you, open up more, trust more, let go more, and hang on less, attach less. Recognize the attachment when you're attached to things, when you want things to be a certain way, when you're pushing and trying to get certain things off the ground. Ask us. Just, you can feel, you can see, you can know. Ask us, what is the best path here? The path will open up before you, and it will be a new path and a wondrous path and a path that will bring you so much joy. You are so ready. You have been leading groups of people. You are a reverend. It is time for you to step into something more reverence of yourself and others that is also more joyful. This thing in your throat is about awakening to the full joy. It is about awakening to the full joy of being you and knowing you and loving you and sharing you in all your fullness and beauty and grace with everyone. You are a special gift to this planet in ways that you do not even know yet. We are grateful for this opportunity. We are grateful to serve all, and we are grateful for this opportunity to say to you, let go more, open more, attach less, recognize the attachments, let it go, open to choose something new and wondrous, and you have started on that path, and we support it greatly, and we are thrilled with your new developments. Open up and allow new developments to come to you, and let go more of the things that you feel that you should be doing and you should know, and the things that you have planned, because our plan, it includes you, but doesn't always include all of your plans. And we know you understand what this means. We love you so much. Thank you for taking this opportunity to find healing and grace in this message. We are complete. Namaste. Marie Patrice?
Yes. Thank you.
How are you, honey? I call everyone honey. It's like I feel the energy and the love in people's hearts.
I am a little teary. I'm a little relieved. I am, I get the letting go piece. I get letting go of my plans. That has just recently started to happen, and I feel the relief from that. It's like, I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I just need to let go and go with what I'm being guided to do and where I'm being guided to be, and take better care of myself. That's such a big, so right on.
Yeah. I can certainly relate to I can relate to that message. So Thank you for coming here and asking and being willing and open and vulnerable enough to come and receive.
Thank you
so much. This is such a gift, Noemi. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And Noemi, what's beautiful is that when people do have that willingness to stand up and call in, and really that is vulnerable. You're being vulnerable to ask these questions. And what really was so bright to me was opening up. And as you can think about a throat, that's closed and tight and trying to control and constrict, it's rough, it's scratchy, it hurts. And so when we do have that opening up, and that's where we are allowing it. I thought that was so beautiful that came through.
Yeah, I could really resonate with that last sentence. And sometimes I don't remember everything that's come through, but I remember that last sentence where it's our plans include you, but don't always include your plans. And so my being here on this show is an absolute, testament to that. Because when I met you, I had no idea I would be doing this.
And interestingly enough, on a soul level, we actually, because somewhere along in your world, you had you had this burning desire. And I think that's why when people do call in, because we have some more callers coming. We have one little commercial break, but that's the thing is like our souls know, we know, it's just our minds don't know. And so, Noemi, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but everybody hang in there because we've got some callers already lined up. They're already on the line waiting, and we are going to answer some more burning questions channeled by Noemi Grace.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM. OMTimes Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. OMTimes, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle.
We have all read about or heard about becoming more spiritual, about working with our energy, the awakening, the shift, about being our authentic selves, living our purpose, reaching our true potential. The challenge doesn't lie in the knowledge, it lies in the execution. The struggle becomes connecting to that limitless self-healing part that each one of us has and gaining control of who we truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Reverend Aisha Hogan, and you are invited to join me on a master's practice on OMTimes, Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Light on Living, and we're doing our special show today, which will be the last time as a duo here, because Access to Angels and Grace is going to be moving over to 2 Wednesdays a month as we move forward into October. We're here with Noemi Grace, and we're so happy that she is here to help channel and talk and connect to the divine and allow them to come through so that some of our wonderful callers can get some answers, get some clarity for some things that they've been struggling with, wondering about, just like what's going on. And so, Noemi, we've already had that first wonderful caller, and she really, you could feel that relief, and she keeps saying that. I love that word, relief.
Yeah, and you even wrote that up in your write-up for this show. The relief was like
Yes.
one of your first words there.
Yeah.
So it must be a theme today to provide some relief because we all do struggle. That's part of being human, and so, it's important to recognize that relief is here and available even if we don't know how to get it.
Yes. Okay, there's the thing right there. So I have a funny feeling that all of our callers are just like, I don't know how to get the relief. I know I want it. How do I get there? So we do have our second caller on. Her name is Natalie. And it's always a surprise. We never know what the questions are. So Natalie, I believe you're online with us. We'd love for you to come on and share with us your question.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Noemi. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity to talk with you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we're happy to have you here.
So for my situation, the past couple of years have been highly transformative in my life. I could say if you asked me 3 years ago to picture where I would be today, it would not be here, but in a wonderful way. Take the first step and the rest will kind of reveal themselves to you. I am challenged, however, with some family issues at the moment, and not everyone is embracing the new authentic life that I'm living, and I would like to have any guidance or anything from Spirit that it could help me to guide me along in this process.
Sure. Okay, wonderful. So is this your family of origin or
my children?
Your own family, your children? Okay, children.
Yes, in this
children.
reality.
Children present a special. And what else?
In this reality, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
My children.
Okay. Yeah. That's a hard one, and that's because the children are so important to us, and when they are not receiving us, it really hurts. Whether they're not receiving us because we're fighting with them or because we've grown beyond where we were. So I know I can feel the divine is wanting to share with you. Anything else you would like to say?
I know that I ultimately can't control the outcome, but I'm struggling with detaching from that and knowing or just following my intuition. I feel very clouded about what decisions to make or how to approach my own situation.
Okay. Well, then I'm glad you called in, and the divine is here with help. So just as I said to the first caller, it takes a few seconds. I've opened the connection with you now. I'm going to open it with the divine. I mean, it's still open, but I'm going to connect more deeply. So just give me a couple seconds. Hello, divine. So grateful to be able to help Natalie here to channel a message for her. I can feel your love for her, and so I am just going to turn this over to you and to receive and share your many gifts. Natalie, we are so pleased with the transformation that you have been willing to go through, that you have chosen, and we understand that the cost that has been associated with that. And we honor you for your willingness to still continue to transform. We feel the sorrow, the pain of the rejection, of the non-understanding, non-embracing, non-accepting. We feel that which you feel, and we have great compassion for you. It is so important for you going forward to really ground yourself in the truth of who you are, to know yourself much, much, much more deeply, as you have been on this journey of discovery, but to live from that place. And some that matter most to you may not see and understand today, and yet come around later. And it is hard from the human perspective to wait for later. From our perspective, later is here now. But in time that you live in, it can feel like an eternity. But trust us, it will not be an eternity. And so to continue to honor yourself and to honor them, to honor your family, your friends, your loved ones, to honor all wherever they are, to see them from love, to open yourself to be loving more, living more, true to yourself more, with no judgment of them, accepting them where they are, allowing them to be where they are, recognizing this is their journey and this is the path they are on for now. Their paths will open up in due time, and they will have and choose other options than they are choosing now. And it is not for us to say what will occur, because we do not control it, although we see it. And it is for you to have the patience of love, patience in love, always holding in your heart the highest vision of what is possible, and yet accepting what is without judgment, without any attempt to control it or change it or manipulate it. When you are cloudy, when you feel the cloud, go into your heart more and open up more, asking for guidance from us. You will receive it in a different way than Noemi Grace, but we will show you signs. We will show you, we will give you knowing, and asking for more of that from us, that you can receive it, that you can experience it, that you can know it and know yourself and live yourself fully. Be willing to show up and be all of who you are. You don't have to blast anyone with it. You might have the dimmer switch on, but the dimmer switch does not change the quality or nature of the light. It just says, I will not blast you with more light than you can receive right now. And I will love you at this level where you are and in this place where you are. And I will love myself as the fullness and wholeness of who I am, and allow myself to continue to grow into that which I don't even know is here yet and will manifest, and I will transform even further, and I will love you no matter what, and because I love myself no matter what. Live in self-love, live from self-love, and from self-love, love those around you. Do not take their reactions or misunderstanding of you personally, and that is a hard one for you humans. Bring it into the light and allow it to transform in the divine light and the divine love that is accessible to you now, that is available for you, that always has been and is much more available to you now than it was in the past. We are really honored by the path that you have chosen for yourself. We understand that it does bring some loss at this time, but so much more fullness and grace is available and will be unfolding to you in the near future. We honor and love you. We are complete. Namaste.
Wow.
How are you doing, Natalie?
It was a beautiful message.
Yeah, I could feel the beauty of it. And I'm being told to
overcome
listen.
Emotion right now.
Yeah. And the divine is saying for you to listen to it on the replay. You will get more.
I know. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the synchronicities and the signs.
Yeah.
And thank you for the advice about going more within, because I agree. I think that's
it's not my advice, but yes, you're welcome for it. Yeah.
Advice.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, and so, to be looking for that synchronicity, they said signs, but yes, synchronicity, that is your way of knowing, and to really open up for more of that. So it's really a beautiful message. Thank you.
I'd love to just share with you, Natalie, and Noemi, something that really I got the goosebumps for what came up was, and this is just me, Lisa, giving my thing, is that it felt like your pain has been coming from feeling rejected. And I love that Noemi was able to channel that other people's reactions and misunderstandings. And so if you could just gently be gentle with yourself and turn that feeling and that pain that you might be experiencing of rejection and just saying, you know what, I'm not being rejected. I'm just misunderstood, and it's okay because that's not their time and placement. And I love the word unfolding. You are unfolding, Natalie. And I love the lotus, and I think of the lotus, you, when I think of that right now. And it is more just to soften the feeling of possibly that you're being rejected and say, no, it's just a misunderstanding. So that's why I really want to express that I was getting that for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
And I do remember, like I said, I don't remember everything that comes through, but I do remember them saying that things will change for them, that there are going to be new paths and new choices. So to hold that in your heart, and this is not a personal plug, but I'm also being told that my book, because it talks about self-love, the miraculous power of unconditional self-love, my book, An Intimate Dialogue with God, will be helpful for you. They're telling me to tell you that. I just got that too.
I just got it too, though. I was going to say it. Oh, yay!
I should let you say it so I don't sound self-serving.
That's okay.
That's my thing. I don't want to sound self-serving.
Right.
So,
but
that book, the book will help you. And it's all channeled messages like this from the divine. Obviously not as personal as this, but more general for everyone. And so they're telling me to tell you, and despite my resistance, I did tell you. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Oh, thank you, Natalie.
And keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, yay.
Thank you.
We love encouragement. I love that too.
Yeah, so do I.
And see, that's so, like, there are so many people just walking around really, like, they're just looking for that encouragement to seek clarity. I love that in the beginning there with Natalie had called in. That was our call, everybody. If you're just turning in, she had said something like, I'm just clouded. I'm clouded. And I think that's what a fog can kind of go over, like, which way do I go? And you had mentioned in the beginning, Noemi, which you haven't said before, like, do I do A or do I do B? And where do you listen to that guidance? So I'm so grateful for the callers, and I'm grateful for you, Noemi, to be able to be here and do this channeling for us.
Thank you. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity, for you to have invited me and said, hey, I'm getting that this is really going to be a way we can help people. So thank you.
Yes, now I'm going to talk about your book because it was, when I read your book, I connected with it in a way that you're right. It wasn't directly personal to me, but every time I read something, I went, oh my, like, talk about synchronicities. I was like, flash, 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 right? But in those synchronicities, we find our way. Sometimes. So sometimes, like, those synchronicities, I find they to me, synchronicities are, you're going the right way. You're going the right way. This is you're doing good. You're on path. And when you do pick up the book, and I got to get the proper naming of your book because I read it. Oh, you know your name of the book better. What's the full name of the wonderful book?
Okay, why don't I say the name then?
You did.
It's available on Amazon, firstly, so people know where to get it. And it's called An Intimate Dialogue with God. It's the first book in a series, and the subtitle is The Miraculous Power of Unconditional Self-Love.
Yes. And that's the one, self-love. I just love the word self-love. Oh my gosh. And it was because I was talking to you earlier, and I was like, you're a soul healer. And I thought, I love to have themes for different months, and often I'll do the month of self-love. I just think we need to do it a lot. But I love that I want to dedicate October as Soul Healing Month. I did a Superman stance there, by the way.
Well, we'll have to talk some more.
Yes, exactly. And we do, I'm just trying to see, yes, our third caller, her name is Betsy, is on the line. Are you able to connect? Would you like to connect with Betsy and see what questions she has?
Of course.
Okay, let's bring Betsy on.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Noemi. How are you today?
Hello.
Hi, Betsy.
Hi, Betsy. We're great.
I feel so blessed to be with you both today.
Oh, Well, thank you.
Thank you. We feel blessed as well.
Well, thank you. So the past year for me has been extremely tumultuous. I've been going through many changes and personal struggles in relationships with myself and in my life. And I guess my question for you today is, how can I nurture the relationship with myself and others through my healing?
Self-love. Here we go.
Yeah. It's a great question. I'm just writing it down. I always check later, right at the end, to see if they answered the question. Because sometimes the divine has something else they want to say, and I'm happy to channel that, but then I always like to make sure people get their question answered as well. So, okay.
Actually, just, if I may, I'd love to say that I'm so glad you brought that up, Noemi, before connecting with them, because who knew? Like, just because we're asking the question, it doesn't mean we always get that answer. Like, there's that being not attached outcome. And thank you, Betsy, for even being possibly open. Like, hey, I might have a different message come through for me, but I love that this is surrounding self-love. I just said that. It was so cool.
Okay.
How to nurture.
Yeah, nurturing. I love channeling about nurturing, so I can't wait to hear what they have to say. So just give me a couple seconds to go in and see what's here. Hello, Divine. Oh, I just love doing this. I'm so grateful for this gift and this opportunity of Lisa's generosity to come and share here. And I'm here with Betsy, and she's been through a lot in the last year and wanting to know how she can best nurture herself. And my phone is going with notifications. Oh, so sorry. So back to you, Divine. How Betsy can best nurture herself and others and the one she loves through all of this transformation, which she says has been very tumultuous. We are pleased with this question, Betsy. We recognize the tumultuous nature of the last period of time in your life, and especially recently. And we are pleased that you recognize the importance of nurturing yourself. You are a nurturer, but you often put others' needs before yours. You put what others desire, what they want, wanting to please others. It is important to nurture yourself first. It is important to take care of yourself first. Otherwise, you are running on empty to take care of others. And your body and your soul are tired. We feel the lethargy. They are tired. They need to rest. All of what you've been going through, this up and down, the roller coaster, the chaos that's been surrounding your life, has made you tired. And it is okay to be tired. It is honestly where you are and what is so and what is real for you in this point in your life. Accept that, and honor it. Honor the tiredness, the exhaustion, the fatigue, the lethargy, and nurture yourself into wholeness. Be willing to nurture yourself into greater wholeness. We know you are working with spiritual healers, and they will help you, and we will work with them to help you. But you must do your part. You must nurture yourself. You must take care of yourself. You must honor yourself and recognize the beauty that you are, the gem that you are. You like gems, and you are a gem. You are a gift. Recognize the gift. Get to know the gift and treat yourself as the gift that you are, and open yourself to that ability to be a gift, that ability to know who you are and to share the truth of who you are. But first, you must build yourself up. You must take care of yourself. You cannot continue to run on empty, putting everyone's needs before your own. This is costing you, and it's costing you dearly. And we love you so much. We do not want to see you with this cost. We do not want you to have to deal with this cost. But we cannot choose for you. You must learn to choose differently. You have always put everyone's needs in front of your own, and that has not been recognized by the people sometimes that you have been serving. Your loved ones have not always recognized how you put their needs above your own. You must put your needs equal. You must always make sure that you do take care of yourself. To be a being of self-care. Self-care is about being, about taking care of your being. If you don't take care of your being, the doing will not take care of your being. The doing will not take care of you. It is important to slow down, to be in the stillness, to nurture yourself. Do what nourishes you. If you don't know what nourishes you, take time to discover it. Make sure there is nourishment every day. You wouldn't go without physical nourishment on a daily basis. You must have that soul nourishment, that spiritual nourishment, the energetic nourishment, the nourishment that fills you up from within. That must be a priority. Otherwise, you are starving your soul and you are leaving yourself hungry and empty. And from that place, you cannot serve anyone. And most of all, you cannot serve yourself. You cannot help yourself from that place. It is important to see self-care as nourishment, to see it as vital. You would not be fasting for days on end, but you would go days without taking care of yourself adequately. And we want to say that it is time for you it is time for you. It is time for you to take care of you. And to let the loved ones know, I must take greater care of myself. This is what I have learned from this tumultuous time, is the need to take greater care of myself. And for me to heal adequately from this time, I must care for myself more. I must love myself more. I must do what is self-loving every day. Every day. Nourish yourself. Food for your soul every day. Meditation, prayer, basking in divine love, walks, taking walks in beautiful places or taking walks anywhere, just getting out in nature and letting all of the elements heal you, making that time for healing and love, making that time for being fully you and aligning fully with the divine. And we know that this is important to you, and we're asking you to prioritize it more, to remember the nourishment that you need. And when you nourish yourself, then you can nourish others. We noticed that you included others in your question, and we love you for that. We love how you love others and want to help. Love yourself as much as you're loving others. Help yourself as much as you help others. Make sure that you are fully nourished, fully taken care of every day. In doing that, you will also have more to give, and you will not give from a deficit, which then, in a sense, at times does do damage to relationships when you give from that deficit. So give from the abundance in your heart. After you nourish yourself and you nurture yourself, you are a beautiful light and a beautiful soul. And not many have seen it. Many more will see it if you nourish yourself. By not nourishing and nurturing yourself, your light becomes dim and it starts to flicker. And your light is bright, but it needs to be nourished. It needs to be nurtured. We honor you, and we honor you coming and asking this question, and we honor your life. You have been through so much. At times your life has been like a war zone, and we honor you for persisting and wanting more to connect with us and connect with yourself. We are graced by your presence today. We are complete in this transmission. Namaste. Wow. Betsy, are you there?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing the Divine's message with me. That was a lot.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy
But,
to be able to channel.
Self-care is
Yes.
nourishment for the soul. That's the message.
Yeah. I'm going to write that down, actually, because I never even said those words ever before in my life.
Mm. And I love the
just
beautiful
that comparison
thing
that you wouldn't. Go ahead.
go with it with food. Yeah, well, I was like daily. That was the big word. I was like, it's not that we just do self-care every 3 months. It's daily. It's like food.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. And for you, given what you your expertise in nutrition, Lisa, I mean that's a great way to even share that with people.
Yes. And Betsy, is that something that perhaps you're recognizing that it's not been a daily thing and that it's been perhaps too far and few between on nurturing and self-care?
I think sometimes we put too much on our plate and we forget about ourselves in doing so. And so I guess it's going to be a plate for one for now.
Mm. Aww,
yeah. Plate for one. Oh, yeah, that's great.
I love that.
I love it too. So,
yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you for coming here and being willing to be vulnerable and share, and ask for help.
Well, thank you for what you do for us all. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, thank you. You see, every question somebody can get something from, even yourself, like with that. And actually, it's funny because as a holistic nutritionist, yes, there's something that's so important. I love talking to my food, and I love recognizing what my food does for me as I eat it, whether it be good or bad. I'm always highlighting, oh, it's doing this. And I think that's almost like, yeah. I was, oh, look at me eating magnesium. Woohoo! And but I think it's really neat when we think about the acts, like the acts and this service that we do in our lives. Is this providing for me? Is it a deficit? Is it building me up? And we don't often think about those things. We're like, no, I said I would do this. And Betsy mentioned, too much on her plate. I have a saying that I call starved to stuffed. And that's what we often do. We go all day, and then we're starving. And then we eat so much, and then we're stuffed, and then our tummies hurt. And I hate that feeling. And that's not self-love either. It's a delicate, when I say balance, it's a delicate daily, and I love, again, that word, vitality, vital. So beautiful. Thank you. Oh, wow. Now with that, Noemi, I would love to be able to share people because we can't always get everybody on. I think there was a few people that wanted to get on today's show that we're building a list, and that we'll have them, for other shows. But if maybe you're a little nervous, maybe you don't want to get on air and ask your question, right? So, Noemi, you have pulled together something beautiful, and I want to share this right now because I think it's vital that I do this.
Okay.
And that you do this privately as well, so you don't have to get on air and share your question. You can have your own time with Noemi, and you have a specials page that we're going to put up the link for and everything, but that they can have their own time with you and the divine. They can have their own time, whether it be they send you an email and ask you to channel for them, and that's one cost. And then if they want to hop right on a phone call with you privately, and I believe they get the recording with that as well, right?
Yes. Either way, you get a recording, and so the one-on-one, you have more time, than I.
Yeah.
People will have more time with me, and there may be a back and forth with the divine, response, and then what, can I ask an additional question and things like that. So there's a little more private time with me and with the divine to get a little bit deeper clarity and to get to a place where there's more time. So than the few minutes that I don't know how long each message here is, maybe 7 minutes, but you'll have half an hour with me, so you can get a lot more time.
Yeah, and can you imagine? My goodness, in 7 minutes we're getting a lot. Oh my gosh, and it really is. Yeah, I just am inviting everybody to consider this because oh gosh, I know there are times that I just think I'm getting better at it with myself just because I do spend a daily time. I do meditate and I do these beautiful things and I spend the time with my cats and I'm gentle with myself. But I also get through some times where I'm like, ooh, I'm not feeling so good in that area. Like what's going on here? And it's always nice to have help, guidance, connection, support. So that specials page, I think, thank you for, and it is a discount that you are offering to all the listeners. And even if you've already been on the show and you've had a question, it's offered to them as well. But it is, you've given a discount for listeners versus just, it's a special page. And the book.
NoemiGrace.com/special.
Oh, and no S, special.
Special, no S.
Because they are special.
Noemi Grace, Noemi Grace, GRACE.com/special. Yes, it's a very special offer.
They are
and I love doing this.
I love that.
It's just enjoyable for me.
Yes,
I can tell. I know. Message, even when people have been struggling. When people have been struggling and they've been in this tumultuous experience, there is always something upliftment that comes. That the divine is always talking something uplifting, something nourishing, something loving, something kind, something caring. So it's and transformative. So I love it.
I'm so glad you highlighted that. I have to tell you, I was speaking with a friend the other day, and they were struggling, and literally, boy, they were a tough cookie to crack. I was just doing my best to find what's one thing you're happy about, one little thing, and so it was like really, like literally one tiny thing, and just even that we're having this conversation, and they really were like, no, I go to bed upset, I wake up upset, I wanted, and it's really because you know what, they're so sad and they're hard on themselves, and it's hard to disconnect. So it's good to know that. Yes, by having their question asked, whether it's here on Light on Living or access to Angels and Grace or going to having a private message with you, that there will be upliftment. So if you are one of those people that just like, I cannot find anything good right now. I'm just like, blah, and I need help. This would be the time. And so what is our first date? I want to make it to an invitation right now. We are, because October's here like in 1 week. So I'm just sneaking over to my calendar. Oh, look at that. Okay. So Wednesday, October 2nd at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. That's 3 hours for the Pacific, 9 a.m. and all the good time zones in between. But we will be continuing regularly 2 Wednesdays a month starting October 2nd, Wednesday this year. So that's a special time. Oh, Noemi, may I ask, does divine, does the source, do we have angels? What do they say about having the own show coming up? Can we ask them to do a 30-second blurb on if they're loving it or not? Surprise!
That's your question in my channel, huh? Oh, yes.
Well, that wasn't, but I'm going to go with it.
Okay. Yes. It's like dancing. Like dancing in the streets kind of thing. Dancing in the wherever it is that they are. They're everywhere, but they're in the space where they live normally. Some people call it heaven. I don't know what it is. I just say where they live.
Their space, their house.
In their space. They're in their space enjoying it. Yes. The divine wants, God, spirit, divine, universe, mystery, whatever you want to call it, is not trying to keep anything from anyone. But we have forgotten how to listen. And it's been a journey for me of many years to learn to listen. I've been a psychotherapist for since, working with psychotherapy clients since 2001. And, been a soul healer for over a decade, and it's just learning to listen every time I'm sitting with somebody. I'm wanting to listening to the client, and I started to learn to listen to the divine. And listening is great in relationships everywhere. We need to learn to listen. So it's a great skill to cultivate.
They are. Well, we're all going to work on listening and receiving and opening up and allowing it. I've loved today's callers. Thank you, everybody, for calling in. Anybody, if you're not quite sure, even if you want to have a session or call in, you know what? Pick up the book. It's called An Intimate Dialogue with God, The Miraculous Power of Unconditional Self-Love. We are going to put a link to all these beautiful things, and we're inviting everybody to connect with us. Get on the list so that you can call in. We're going to start this all fresh and new with Dancing Angels on October 2nd. That's a Wednesday at 12 p.m. noon Eastern. And Noemi, as always, thank you for bringing yourself and the divine to my beautiful Light on Living show and my life. It's just been such a gift.
No, and thank you. You've been a wonderful gift in my life as well.
Oh. Well, everybody, until next week on Light on Living, giving you reasons to feel better. Okay, bye, everyone. Bye, Noemi.
Bye.